And what I started to find was that, like, through reading things like Heather McGhee's The Sum of Us, right? Through reading things like Mickey Kendall's Hood Feminism, what we start to understand is that these systems of oppression really have a negative outcome for everybody, regardless of skin color, right? So economically, just going back to my childhood, I grew up in what everyone in my school considered the wrong side of the tracks, right? For all you history buffs out there, people always ask my why. I like to compare myself to the West Virginians right after the Civil War during reparations, right? Where, like, economically, I have a lot more in common with the free slaves at that time, right? But what our systems did and what our government did and what white supremacy did was, instead of allowing those two groups to come together as a solidified movement, they otherized Black, brown, and indigenous people. They created this idea that, like, if they get some sort of freedom, if they get some sort of equity, then it's taking away from the white system, right? The zero sum mentality. So for me, once I realized kind of where I stood in that dichotomy within our current systems, I had an honest conversation with myself. And I was really good at arguing on Twitter, but that's performative as shit, right? So it was, okay, how can I make a real difference? I started reaching out to see if I could do free consulting with Black, brown, indigenous-led organizations. And then I started to just kind of iterate into what we have now as our various RTF frameworks, which we'll get into a little bit further. And that's kind of how we ended up here. Yeah.